you, thank you. So many of you. It's so nice outside. What are you doing? I'm this for a reason. I was in New Jersey just 2 days ago on Friday, and I was supposed to play in a town called Bridgewater, New Jersey, and I knew that there was a storm coming, and it was supposed to hit yesterday, and I was scheduled to play recital in Madison, Wisconsin. So you've heard of that town, right? So on Friday, I started looking at all kinds of options in terms of changing flights or, you know, doing something different, maybe changing the date of the concert. But I would hate to do that because just as here in Merrill, I have great friends with the Merrill Area Concert Association. I have great friends in Wisconsin, in Madison as well, and I didn't want to let them down. So I decided I'm just going to drive the distance, and I actually drove, for the first time in my life, I drove for 16 hours and played a recital after that. So today was just a beautiful day, 2.5 hours, just a straight shot from Madison to Merrill. Beautiful piano, beautiful hall, and all of you here, it's a real treat. I thank you very much for taking your time to come here. I hope I don't let you down, and hopefully you'll enjoy the selections that I prepared for you. First of all, I want to thank Merrill Area Concert Association for having me back, and personally Chad Promo. He was my go-to guy in figuring out a possibility of me coming back. You might remember last time I was on the stage, I was with a bunch of people from Madison, actually. I was playing with the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra and my good friend Andrew Sewell. Back then, I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago. Remember that concert? When the Wisconsin Chamber was here? It was a great orchestra, my great friends. I just played with them in Madison last summer. We played at one of the concerts on the square. They have 45,000 people coming to those concerts, and I was a little nervous, but it went fine. Let me tell you a little bit about the pieces that I'm about to play for you. The first piece that I'm playing for you is probably one of the most famous piano pieces in the repertoire. You might have heard it before, you might have heard the name of it. But the most important thing about this piece is the fact that it's composed by Beethoven. And you know what year it is now? It's 2020. You know what year Beethoven was born? No. 1770. So that's exactly 250 years ago. We're having a huge Beethoven year, and I thought it would be just right to start the program with a Beethoven sonata and to celebrate his birthday that way. Now, Sonata Pathetique is the name of the piece, and I played it for the first time many, many years ago when I was much younger, and I was surprised by how this piece is composed. And the reason for it is having a really, really slow introduction to the piece in the very beginning. You'll see me sit down and I'll start with a very slow music. While Sonata really should start with a fast kind of a music, you know, energetic, quick, maybe happy. This one starts with a really strange and very sad and serious and very emotional, slow introduction. Remember the Fifth Symphony? Does anybody remember the Fifth Symphony? How does it go? One thing I can say for sure, I'm glad Beethoven was not around for this. Yeah, it was not great. But yes, that's the piece, of course. Da-da-da-dum, right? And then the conductor stops the orchestra, and he does another 4 notes. Pa-pa-pa-pum, right? And he stops the piece again. Okay, now, today, when we heard this piece maybe 175 times already, we know what to expect, right? Back then, it was so shocking for people in the audience to hear that kind of introduction to a symphony, which is also supposed to start quickly. It's supposed to go with a fast pace. And Beethoven does totally opposite things. He wants to create his own style in music, and he was great at it. While Mozart, whose name you also know very well, I'm sure, was a very traditional composer. He would do everything by the book. Now, Beethoven was a totally different kind of guy. and he wanted to change everything. He wanted to create his own tools in composition. And the Fifth Symphony, Sonata Pathetique, with its slow introduction to a fast movement that was supposed to be fast. He starts with a really slow introduction that lasts a whole page, and only after that first page he starts the fast movement. Now, what is sonata? I have to explain to some of you that might not know what sonata really is. You probably have heard the name many, many times before, like a Moonlight Sonata, right? And I think that last time I did a solo recital here, I actually did that sonata, the Moonlight Sonata. Also a very unusual piece because the first movement is very, very slow. But usually, in the classical music world, sonata means that you will have 3 or 4 different movements of a different character, and the first one would usually go in a fast tempo. The second movement would usually be slow, and I'm not going to take a break between them. I'm just going to play them straight through. But I hope you'll enjoy these selections by Franz Liszt. Thank you. Nice piece, huh? Nice piece, beautiful writing. And at this point, Beethoven, some of you might know this, but Beethoven towards the second.
Oh, well then, you want this one then? I just signed it. There you go. Introduce yourself, please.